DC got your boy. Whew, man. Not only did Absolute Power number 4 come out on the same day as this is pretty much 2 comic books in one. You're going to get the same story from 2 different perspectives. So, yeah, we'll be doing a lot of talking today. But it's cool because these stories are fantastic. My name is Dorian. This is SCM Comics. We are starting our coverage of DC's All-In Special with number 1. Our story starts off 52 days later after Amanda Waller took her first L. We see a card being made, a Justice League card. Except for this time, this card is going to be worked on by just about everybody. The hardware comes from Steelworks, Wayne Tech, Ween Industries, and Terrific Tech. Why are we leaving out Cord Industries? Like, what about Tech Cord? He had nothing involved in this. You know what? Let's just move on. It has alien technology from Krypton and Thanagar. Also is powered by the Speed Force and is put together by John Stewart's architectural mind. And it also has magic put there by Wonder Woman and the Justice League Dark. Now, the reason why they're making this card is because our superheroes have been going through it. There's been Dark Crisis, Lazarus Planet, Night Terrors, Beast World, and Absolute Power, which we just covered. So this card can pretty much go to anybody. And Superman is delivering them personally. And a lot of people accept. Some don't. Like Machine Man and Metamorpho and Robin, Damian Wayne. He also delivers one personally to Booster Gold. I know Sasha from Casually Comics is happy as hell right now. He saved some kids from a burning building and they're like, hey, do you want us to like give you some likes or do you want us to subscribe? He's like, no, none of that stuff because Booster Gold normally does go for the fame. He's like, no, none of that. But you know what? I can give you a selfie. Say, Guy Gardner sucks as he takes a picture. So he starts to fly away and then Superman shows up. And he's like, hey, Superman, I know I'm on your turf. Should have called you first. And Superman's like, look, I'm not here for that. I always liked you. I always thought that you were a really good superhero. And I'm here to give you this. As he hands him the Justice League card. And Booster goes happy as hell. He's like, I finally did it. I remember looking at this card from the future that I came from, but it was blank and it was in the museum that I was working in. So Superman's like, we're meeting at the new watchtower. So don't be late. And we see there is a bunch of people headed that way. Now, the new watchtower uses Boom 2 technology. If you watch Justice League Unlimited and Young Justice, then you know exactly how this technology works. You got Blue Beetle in his spacesuit working on a watchtower. Like, how you not going to have him involved? You got Mr. Terrific and Black Adam saying that science and magic are coming together. I still don't understand how Black Adam's a superhero. You got Barbara Gordon. She pretty much installed all the computer systems. You got the Question that is head of security, and I believe that's Renee Montoya, if I'm not mistaken. So now you have the Justice League Unlimited. Those TV shows were like 20 years ahead of their time. And Booster Gold shows up late. Why? Because he stopped for hot dogs. And he sees the blank card. And he's like, there it is. But then all of a sudden he goes, something's wrong. Something's happening. And on the next page, all hell starts to break loose. The magic users are all being possessed. Their speech bubbles are upside down. We'll get into that. But I believe a Swamp Thing says Darkseid. Darkseid is. And then they start shooting down Omega beams from their eyes. And everything is coming from that card. And then Darkseid shows up from that card, missing an arm, replaced with a battle axe. And he's possessed by the Spectre. Now, Darkseid is a whole handful by himself. But possessed by the Spectre too? Like, why are they even trying? But it wouldn't be much of a comic book if they didn't. So they all attack him. And he just like throws down his battle axe. They all go flying and he's like, it is done. Stop resisting. Tell me the truth. What is the surge that I felt? So Skeets is telling Booster Gold that there's a break in reality. He's like, I know. He goes to Mr. Terrific. He's like, how can I help? And he's like, Darkseid's here, but he's also not here. It's like reality's like forming around him. It's like breaking into two. And Mr. Terrific's like, never seen anything like this before. And then Booster Gold looks at the card and he's like, oh no, it's changing. Because that means the card changes. The card that he saw in the future is no longer that. That means the future is probably no longer that. So Batman looks at Nightwing and he's like, get all the injured heroes out of here. Booster Gold, don't just stand there. Fight. Now Batman did not have that battle armor on before that card got possessed. So he put on that battle armor quick. Because he knows he ain't messing with Darkseid. He's like, no, this is Darkseid. Armor up right now. So Darkseid is still wrecking shop and he's still talking crazy to the superheroes. And I guess the magic users are no longer possessed. And they're like, we need to separate Darkseid from the Spectre. Otherwise, we are done. So Wonder Woman grabs her lasso of truth, puts around Darkseid. Batman grabs a chain, put around Darkseid. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you going to do, Batman? Like, Darkseid is somebody who beats up Superman damn near every time. So Darkseid's like, your lasso doesn't need to be around me because I came here for the truth. So the magic users come up with a spell and they put it into Superman. So I guess Superman's going to be the delivery system. And you got Batman and Wonder Woman holding Darkseid, which again, Batman holding Darkseid with some change. That's a stretch. Now, some of you are probably saying, oh, Superman's weak to magic. He wasn't really weak to magic. He just didn't understand it. So he didn't like it. He's got a better understanding now, thanks to absolute power. So yeah, he's working with magic a little bit better. And he uses that spell and he separates Darkseid from the Spectre. And as this happens, Darkseid says, thank you. Darkseid ends. Now, if you look behind him, there's another Earth coming from the normal Earth. And then Darkseid just disappears. So a few hours later, they're talking to Orion and they're like, what the hell's going on? Orion's like, I've talked to my contacts. Darkseid's not on Apokolips. So, but I need to go talk to Highfather to see exactly what else we can do. And Batman's like, go do that. And they come back and let us know. So now the card has Darkseid's symbol on it. Like he's like a member of Justice League Unlimited now. So Batman's like, what does this mean? And Mr. Terrific's like, it's like a doorway now. Superman's like, to where? So Mr. Terrific's like, I've been studying the multiverse ever since Darkseid's death, which was a long time ago. And ever since they got cut off from the multiverse. And they found like a hidden world. And I guess now that world is activated. And Superman goes, Elseworld. So Mr. Terrific's like, correct. The Alpha world. You see, I guess they discovered this world all the way back when they was dealing with Perpetua and the Dark Knights and all that stuff. He's like, now it's giving off Darkseid energy. So the Wonder Woman's like, we go there, right? And Batman's like, I advise against it. So Superman's like, you know, we just need to talk about this because there's got to be a way. So Mr. Terrific's like, Barry Allen used to tell me that each world gives off its own vibration. You could tell where you're at by the vibration. This world's vibration is chaotic. And Superman's like, so what happens if it settles down and becomes less chaotic? Mr. Terrific's like, I don't know. And Superman's like, you saying that right there? That is one of the scariest things I've ever heard. And Mr. Terrific's like, look, it's going to be dangerous. Whatever happens is dangerous as hell. And whoever goes has to have like an abundance of tachyon particles. Superman's like, what does that mean? And Booster goes, that means only a time traveler can go. That means I need to go. So Superman's like, look, this is going to be extremely dangerous. I don't think you should go. And Booster goes like, look, you gave me the card for this reason right here, to be a hero. So if I'm the one who needs to go, I need to go. So Mr. Terrific's like, look, Skeet is going to be your tether, so don't lose Skeet. So everybody pretty much tells him his goodbyes, and he jumps into the portal. And the first thing that happens, he loses Skeet. So as he gets up, he looks around, and it's our world, or it looks like our world. The Daily Planet's there, but there's a Darkseid symbol, and Earth looks like Apokolips. So they lost connection, and Batman's like, it's cool. As long as he has Skeet, we can bring him back. We know he doesn't have Skeet. So he's trying to get in contact some other way. All of a sudden, some Omega Ascension beings comes out of nowhere. He gets out the way. Darkseid shows up, and he has a ring on. And the ring looks like Booster Gold's ring. Like a Legion of Superheroes ring. And all we hear is Darkseid go, finally, I have my army. And on the next page, there's some people you know, some people you don't know. This is all kinds of trouble. And normally this is where I would end the video. But now we're going to get it from Darkseid's perspective. So, 52 days earlier, we're on Apokolips, and Darkseid is having the guy that pretty much invented the mother boxes build him something with the promise of, if he does, then he'll bring his daughter back from the dead, which we know that's not going to happen. So the guy finishes it, and now Darkseid is like, all we need to do now is bind it in blood. And Darkseid picks up that battle axe that we saw when he was fighting with the superheroes and cuts off his left hand, not arm, hand. And it starts going to the machine, but then the machine goes, it's not enough blood. And Darkseid looks pissed. All of a sudden, all you hear is father, and it's Kalibak and Granny Goodness and all of his other followers. So Kalibak's like, look, you've been pretty much away from us for a long time, and then we realized that you was giving us a chance. So look what we built you. We built you the greatest army. And then he's like, this is the perfect time to go conquer Earth, because the superheroes are at their weakest we've ever seen them. He's talking about absolute power. Playlist is in the description. And Darkseid's like, no, I'm good. So of course Kalibak starts arguing with him, and Darkseid's like, look, leave me alone. And Kalibak just can't back down. So then Darkseid shoots his Mega Essentials like, go. And Kalibak's like, no, I am of your blood. And starts talking all this mess. And Darkseid's like, you know what? You're right. You are of my blood. And Kalibak goes, thank you, father. Granny Goodness knows what's about to happen, and she calls him by his government name. She goes, U6, no! And he puts that left nub right through Kalibak's chest and then throws him into the machine. And the machine goes, appreciate it. We're good now. So now we cut to hell, and Darkseid is wrecking shop down there. And he's like, where is he? Where is he at? And Blaze is the ruler of hell, but Trigon is like right behind him. Trigon ain't trying to do nothing. Like, yeah, I don't want that smoke. And Blaze is like, look, you can have my armies. You can take over as you need to. And Darkseid is like, I didn't come here for that. Where is he? And Blaze is like, he's not here. So Darkseid realizes he's not. And he's like, all right, I'm leaving now. Just know, you lying to me. I'm coming back. And he booms away. So then he goes to heaven, and he's doing the same thing, just wrecking shop, killing all the angels. And they're like, look, he's not here. Darkseid's like, I'm telling you, you need to tell me where he is. They're like, we don't know. We're not lying to you. Darkseid's like, all right, again, like I told hell, you lying to me? Coming back. And he booms away. So now we cut to the dark side of the moon, where Apokolips boom tunes in, and he's like covered in angel blood, and he's talking to Eclipso. Now Eclipso is like similar to the Spectre. All right, Spectre is God's wrath, and then Eclipso's God's vengeance. So Eclipso's like not weak at all, but don't quote me on that. Like, I'm not for sure that's how it works, but I know he's not weak, and he's most powerful in the dark, hence why he's on the dark side of the moon. And I guess him and Darkseid are cool, but Darkseid didn't come to talk right now. So Darkseid tried to use his Omega Sense, and Eclipso's like, look, you're in my domain. So like, you can't just come in here and think you can wreck shop like you did everywhere else. And Eclipso starts just putting it on him, like putting it on him. He was like, don't worry, I'm not going to kill you just yet. I'm going to torture the hell out of you. Just for having the gall to think you could come in here and just bully me like you bullied everybody else. That ain't happening. And Darkseid's like, I knew better. I knew exactly what I was getting into. That's why I had a special boon tube prepared at the brightest star in the galaxy. And all you hear is a boom, and all this sunlight comes in, and Eclipso is done. And Darkseid goes, checkmate. And sure enough, Eclipso was hiding Jim Corrigan, the Spectre, which you guys probably figured out from like the first part of this video that, yeah, he was looking for the Spectre. So the Quintessence come down. These are the most powerful beings in DC universe. So the Quintessence is like, no, we can't have you do this. Like, for one, the Spectre is one of us, and for two, like, you bonding with the Spectre will like ruin the universe. So no, we're not letting that happen. And Darkseid is like, well, I don't really need your permission. See, I built a machine. That's what that dude was building. It's a miracle machine. And all I gotta do is say the words, I wish to bond with the Spectre. And the Spectre leaves Jim Corrigan and goes in to Darkseid. So then we cut to the fight. You see, Darkseid wasn't talking to the superheroes. That whole time he was talking to the Spectre. You see, when Amanda Waller was doing her thing and Barry Allen had to shut down the machine, they got cut off from the multiverse. This universe is cut off from all the other different universes. And ever since that happened, Darkseid hasn't been feeling himself. And the Spectre pretty much lets him know that, hey, look, the reason why you're not feeling yourself is because the multiverse is closed off from us. But look, eventually it's going to be open to us again, and then you'll start feeling fine. The reason why he's not feeling fine is because Darkseid, there is no other clones of Darkseid. Like, there's only one Darkseid. He's a universal constant. So his energy goes to all the other different energies in the multiverse. He didn't know that. And the Spectres let him know that the reason why you're not feeling yourself is because not all your energy is here and it's not going out to the different multiverses. So in essence, I guess right now you're looking at true form Darkseid, which I'm not gonna lie. When I watched that death battle between Darkseid and Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet, and they said Darkseid would beat him because there's a true form Darkseid, I was like, bullshit. There is nothing that has been written about a true form Darkseid. Well, I guess I got egg on my face now because looks like there is. So now we're at the scene where Superman pretty much helps the Spectre get separated from Darkseid, and Darkseid goes, thank you. Darkseid ends. So now he knows what he is. And now he knows what he has to do. So now he takes that alpha world, and now that alpha world, that's his universe. And he's going to mold it in his image. We see a Wonder Woman that's been raised in hell. We see a Batman who does not have the Wayne fortune, so he doesn't have all different gadgets and stuff to help him out. Nah, all he has is his two fists. And then we have a Superman, to what I'm guessing, and it's just a guess, it looks like he was raised in Apokolips, if Apokolips is even a thing in this universe. He pretty much says this world is going to be challenged. Only the strong will survive. Sounds a lot like Apokolips right now. Apokolips from Marvel Comics, not Apokolips from DC, not the place he lives, but the actual character. But now we're looking at the events of the end of the other comic, and we see that Apokolips says, this is the perfect place to build my legion. I don't know what the hell is about to happen. All I know is I'm excited to see it.